Are you ready?
Yeah.
Tervetuloa Urheilujohtajan Päiväkirja extra-jaksoon. Viimeksi on ollut live-tapahtuma, missä käytiin läpi sopimuksia, mitä oli jatkettu, niin sanottuja optioita, ja silloin oli 4 pelaajaa. Tänään aiheena on yhden option käyttö taas, ja varmasti on lisääkin tulos versus jatkos tässä lähiaikoina. Tänään julkistetaan seuraava jatko, Luka Smyth. How do you pronounce that?
Smyth.
Smyth?
Yeah.
Why do I say Smyth?
I don't know, I think everyone just has Smith and I just...
Smyth. So I should say
Smyth.
Smyth.
Yeah.
Thanks. Why don't you correct me if I...
I don't know.
Yeah, because it's a habit, you know.
I do end up like... I started at the start, I corrected at the start, but then just it gets too many people say.
Yeah.
Even the stadium announcer says Smith, I'm just like, someone needs to tell them. Like, it's because then now everyone thinks it's Smith. Like.
So from now on, we know it's going to be Smyth.
Yeah, Smyth, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a nickname?
Smithy.
Smithy?
Yeah.
So, okay.
That's what the boys call me.
Yeah? Okay. What do the girls call you? Smithy.
Just one girl.
Good. We come to that soon.
Yeah.
You arrived here from down under.
Yeah.
And long trip and so on. How do you feel your start has been? If you think of when you arrived here, how have the team and the town and the fans and so on, how is your feeling about it?
Yeah.
If you can go back when you arrived.
Yeah, I think it's been like, maybe how long has it been? Like 2.5 months now, probably.
Yeah.
When I first came, it was obviously something very different to what I'm used to, but I think as soon as I came, I felt welcomed. Like, as soon as it like got announced on the social media pages, I had people in the city saying, you know, welcome to Vasa and like come on Vepsu and all that sort of thing. So it makes me feel at home straight away.
Yeah.
And then obviously you have, you know, the coaches and the players, and they've just welcomed me. They welcomed me straight away, and then obviously I bonded with a few more of the younger boys and the international boys, which obviously helps a bit because they probably speak a bit better English. Yeah. And then I think as the weeks gone by, the more games I've played, and especially obviously I started with the reserve team. Yeah. You know, the more games I played there and the more trainings I did, I just felt more comfortable, and the players just, you know, I think they opened up to me more as well as they saw more what I could do. Yeah.
How would you, so that people would hear more, how would you explain your background football-wise, where you come from? What kind of football, how has the youth been up to now?
Yeah, well, so I was in a system in Australia, in like a A-League system for about, obviously from like 12. Yeah. So that's just like an academy system like we have here now in Vepsu. I was there for like 8 years. I was playing senior football from probably the age of like 17, like, and then I was at Sydney FC, which is a big club in Australia, like obviously my hometown, and then I played a few games with the first team there, and I thought I had another opportunity in another team, so I moved elsewhere, and then a year later I made the move across here, which I'm very grateful for. Yeah. And I'm not sure at the back, like what to say about the background.
That explains a little bit. Yeah. How was the level of Sydney FC?
It was good. Yeah. It was very good, I think.
How do you, if you compare to Veikkausliiga and Sydney FC?
I think...
just honestly, if it's much better, you tell it's much...
Well, I didn't play in the first division much, really, like the top A-League, because obviously that's, I think that's probably a bit better level than here. Yeah. But the division I was playing in is sort of like the second tier, which is, I know some people confuse it over here, but it's like you got the A-League, then the NPL one, which was the National Premier League. Yeah. So that's like, the Veikkausliiga is definitely better than that there, but I think there's definitely a lot of raw talent in that league, but it's a lot of older players that really didn't make it through to the top team, and then so when you play in that division, it's really like it's really hard. Like it's a proper men's comp. People trying to get back into the first division, like not the teams because they can't jump up, but the players are really trying to prove themselves. So I think that's been a really good stepping stone for me to get ready for, you know, first division team football. Like I have hopefully have impressed here. Yeah.
Okay. What do you feel is your strength as a footballer?
I think, I'd like to say as a striker, it's scoring goals. But hopefully I can start doing that with the first team. But I'd like to say one of my main strengths is really bringing other players into the game and like linking up the play, sort of, if that makes sense, if that's holding the ball up or making space for another player. I like to think that's one of my main attributes of really connecting the front line to the middle, I guess you could say.
What do you think you should do to be in the opening 11 and start scoring goals? What are the key points for that? Do you have any that you have made up in your mind and that you feel that this is something I need to improve?
Yeah, I think with one thing I think is confidence, obviously, but that's like obviously in reserve games I can be confident, take shots whenever. But I think that's one thing I really need to do in the first team games is to be really confident and take the shots. Like they say in training, if I have the opportunity, just take that shot. But I think another thing that's really important is really just fighting up the front, like fighting for all the balls, fighting for long balls, fighting when I'm pressing, just really making it like a hassle for the defenders and just get us something up there, get us even if it's like a ball that's not in our favour, I fight to get us a throw in or something like that. I think that's a really important part, especially in the system we have, that the strikers are fighting hard to just do whatever really, like if it's tackling, pressing, making runs, all that sort of stuff. I think that's a really, really important part.
Yeah, I think I speak quite freely and honestly. The big decision making of the use of option that you had in your contract, and when you were playing with Akatemia, it can be more difficult to see. How is that going to be compared with Veikkausliiga? And we were thinking of the use of option, but I think we all needed to see you in Veikkausliiga, and then you played a few games, and we also think that you are young, you still have
a lot of time.
You have time. I don't know how much is lot. So, but I think there is a potential for that. And then when we saw in Veikkausliiga, and then we used the option. How did you feel about that?
I was really excited. I think as soon as you asked me if I wanted to stay here, you probably saw a big smile come out of my face.
I did. Because I think that's also sometimes important to use of option. And if you would say I'm homesick and you are first time away from home or anything, but I didn't have to ask you 2 times how you feel about it because I could see it in your face. That's a good start, And I think with that attitude you have, and we spoke about it, I sometimes can be not harsh, but I can tell my opinion and remind of you. You think it's really, really nice to live in Vaasa, and now you have your girlfriend here, right?
She was here for a bit, but she's back in Oslo. So
but I usually also tell that remember why you're here, and also that you need to and want to play, and why you arrived here as well. Exactly. So I think that you have that attitude to improve, but I think also that keeping in mind if you have that, if you wonder what am I doing in Finland, and I remind you already now when there's a lot of snow outside, it's cold outside.
I can already tell.
Why are you here? It's because of the football, and you want to play football and for VPS. So that's really all I wanted to speak about. I think a small, short chat. Welcome.
Thank you.
And then we'll see how it goes. Good.
Yeah.